Okay, now let's go on because it was interrupted, so it stopped working. Okay, so we calculated for cut and fill, and this is what we calculated, and you can see the sections. Maybe let me choose one of it. When I click on it, this shows me this is the cut material. When I right click on it, display order, I'll send to back so that I see this structure. But I may add labels to this section that as you can see it. When I just click on under prospector, and I have the sample, and from the alignment itself, sample and collection, I have the sample lines. When I click on the sample line and click sample line group properties, under the sample lines, I have the sample lines, I have the sections, and as you can see, more sections are being added. But I want to change the style of the corridor, 8th Avenue corridor. When I change to, let's say I use the Euro code with design sections, when I click OK and apply, and then I click OK, I just want to add the labels to the sections. As you can see, that is one of them. I just selected one. I may select even the other one and see how they just change. Maybe I select the section with labels. When I apply and I click OK, those are the labels. So you may add any label, any type you want from the list. You can just select. So this section shows only the material. It means this is only the cut material, but you can just look at the other, and because we only calculated for cut and fill only, you can just look for the other section that has both, so that you can see. Let's say you see like this one, the blue one shows this is the fill material, and you may just see. It means when you compute even the material, the reports of the materials, it means where there is no cut, you will find there is 0, where there is just like that. Maybe the other section like this, you see. So it depends with the terrain itself. So where you find there sometimes some section are having both cut and fill, but the others are having only cut or only fill, just like this. And so you can just see them like this. So that is one we calculated for the cut and fill. Next, we're going to analyze. We're going to calculate to compute the material for the pavement structure. Click on compute materials. I'll have to select the alignment and the sample line group. Then I will click OK. Then from there I'll have this dialog, the edit material list for the sample line collection, which is the sample line group that we created. Under it I have the material list 1. What is material list 1? It means it's for the eighth and cut that we calculated. So what I'll do, I will have to rename it. This is the eighth cut and fill. Eighth cut and fill. But we are computing now the second material list, which is the pavement structure. So I will click on import another criteria. Then I will select the pavement structure. Then I will click OK. Then I will have the corridor shapes, which are I have the surface cores, which is the pavement structure. So I will select the object names. I may say that this is the pavement 1 because it's the pavement. I have the sub base material. I will click on the 8th Avenue corridor sub base. I have the base material and object name. I'll select on base, and the material name is the base. So I have the binder codes. This is the object material name with the pavement binder. So I will select, let's say this is pave 2, and I will select the volume calculation method that I'm going to use. From there I'll click OK. So material for the pavement structure will be calculated. Then I have it as material list 2, which this is for the pavement structure. So I will click on it. Then I rename it. This is the pavement structure. Then I will apply and click OK. So after computing, I'll just check on my sections. That means my sections will be updated. As you can see, this is one of the section. I have the, remember that we had the 4 layers. So when I click on, let's say this is the upper one. When I click on it, I just write properties. I have the properties for the layer that I selected. This shows me this is the pavement structure. It's okay, but material name is the pavement surface codes, and these are the details. We have the station itself, we have the left length and right, we have the section minimum elevation and the maximum elevation in that section. So these are the details, and when I just click on escape, I select the second layer, you'll find this is the pavement binder codes with the details, as you can see. The other one, the third one, this is the base codes, and I have the last one as the sub base. So these are the details depending on what input we just use. So all the sections will be updated just like that. I remember you asked on how to update. You were not there, so I just showed them. Let's say for even for those who are not there as well, at the beginning when we created the section, the existing and elevation and the existing elevation and proposed elevation are just the same. After you create, you have to update them. What you have to do, you click on one of the, because they are now updated already, so you won't see any change. But you click on the one of the section, because they will be updated, all of them, because we update them as a group. Then under modify view, you have the view group properties. You click on view group properties. Then you have the sections views, you have the sections, you have the section sheets. Under the section views, what we are changing is the band set, the labels. So I will click, it means they are all the same. I will click on this under band set, and the first row I will have this section view group bands for the section view group 1. I have you know that we have the existing elevations, we have the finished elevations, and we have the offset from to the left and right. So under this, the first line shows the existing elevations, and the second line shows the finished ground elevations. So when you just move to surfaces, it means you have for the first one is at the beginning, all were just top. That's why they resemble. So because the first one is the existing, so you have to change these surfaces, existing, then existing, and then you apply. So changes will be made. Under the first row, you have the, before it was 8th Avenue, corridor top, all of them were just one. So the first line is for the existing ground, so you select the existing ground. So after that, you click OK, you apply, you click OK, and it's your section. I mean, the elevations will be updated automatically for the sections. Okay, are we together now? Now I'll just go on. So these are the materials that I've computed depending on the section that I was having. And next, I have to know by how much are those cut and fill, those pavement structure on my, on my sections that I created. The volume, want to know the volume and the area. So we have the under volume and materials. We have the volume report. We have the total volume report. The total volume table. We have the material volume table. This is one, but the other one you just compute them from the toolbox. So I'll just show you. Okay, one by one. I'll start with volume report. Under volume report, I'll have to select this is the report quantities. I have to select the alignment, the sample line group. I have to select the material. Is it earth and cut or pavement structure? I will start with the earth and cut. I would have to select a style sheet. When I click on the right side of the dialog, I will click on select material. Then I'll click OK, open. If I want to display the XML report, this is like a programming one. You just click on display, otherwise I'll click OK. So the report of the material will be opened by the Internet Explorer, but not that you are required to be on online. Then you'll be asked, scripts are usually safe. Do you want to allow scripts to run? I will click yes. Then this is the report of the materials for the earth cut and fill from the start of the alignment or the corridor up to the end. And you can just copy it, or you can, the other thing you can do, when I right click on this, I may just print them. It means I may just print them in PDF or in another, or in maybe in a printer if I have. But if you want to copy them in Word, you can just copy them and edit more than this. Because all these, maybe you may add other details, but because it's here, you cannot change. Okay, this is for the cut and fill. Then when I go back to volume report, I'll just select the pavement structure. Then I'll select the material and click open. Then I'll click OK. And I'll click scripts. I usually see if you want to run the script. I say yes. So I'll have the pavement structure layers from the start up to the end for all the stations that I created. Okay, that is one. Another thing you can do, I'll just use the total volume table. When I click on total volume table, it means I display the report. I will attach them to my drawing itself. And this, the total volume table, let me show you there too. The total volume table is only for the cut and fill, and the material volume table you can display for all, either it's cut or fill or pavement, sub-base, base, just like that. Okay, I will start with the volume table. Then I have the table style is for cut and fill. I have the table layer, the alignment. I'll select the alignment, sample line group. This select material list is for cut and fill. I have the table, split table, maximum rows per table. If I enter, as you can see, it's 20. It means when I enter 20, It means when the rows reaches up to 20, it cuts and start the new table. Or if I want only one, I just put the higher number that cannot be met by all the data that I'll be having. Okay, so I'll just leave it the way it is. Maximum table per stack. I'll just select offset tile tables. Tile tables across. It means they'll be placed one after the other across, and when it is down, it means when the upper one cuts, it follows the second table up to all number of tables that I'm having. Behavior, I have static and dynamic. If it's dynamic, it means when I update anything, even the tables are updated automatically. Then I'll click OK. When I click OK, I'll be prompted to select the upper left corner where I just place the tables for my materials. I will click. So these will be the tables for the cut and fill, but as you can see them, they are not having any label. They are just written total volume table, so you won't know what is it. It means you have to update them. When I click on the tables and I have the table properties, I will select table properties. These are just properties that I was setting before, how many number of rows there per table I want them to be. You can change them from there, it's okay. But when I go back, I have the edit table style. I will have the information, I'll have the data sources, I have display, I have the summary. Then under data properties, the structure, this is the structure. I have the table settings. These are just settings, the height of the text itself. I have at the bottom I have this is the title. When I double click on it, you'll find I have the formats where I may change even color, I may change text, I may change whatever you can see. But under properties, this is the title. As this is written total volume table, I think I don't know if you see it well. I will just delete it. I'll just delete that value, and then okay, this is material list. This is for the name. I will change capitalization. This is the title to be the uppercase. So I will click on this arrow pointing to the right. When I click on it, it will appear with the name written, material list name. Then and in front of it, I will just add volume table. Volume table. It means the name of it will come automatic because I just changed the properties. Then I will click OK. Then I'll apply and click OK. So my table will be updated. You see now it's cut and fill volume table. So when you just import other tables, will be changed because you have already made some settings. Okay, this is for the cut and fill. When I just go to material volume table, I'll have to select table style. This is because I use the area and volume. I have the alignment. I've selected the alignment, sample and group, material list, maybe cut and fill or pavement structure. I'll click. Maybe I may start with pavement structure, and I select material list. I may select one of the after the other. Maybe I want for the pavement surface course, for the sub base, or pavement binder course. So I'll just select one of it, and I may say maybe this is 130, and I'll tile them across dynamic, then I'll click OK. So when I just select, those will be my, this is the, I mean the pavement surface course. So let's change it. This is the so this is how you may include your tables in your drawing. Okay, the other thing, you just use the toolbox under the reports manager, and this is, we're dealing with the corridor. You have the volume report, you just execute, then you'll have the create reports volume report dialog. So you will select, you have the alignment, you have sample and group, you will select the alignment, what alignment what material list, either it's eighth and cut, cut and fill or pavement structure. You select from it. This is the station range. This is the save report tool where you're going to save, and you can specify even the format where what you want to save. Let's say I want to save in a Word document, or I may save in Excel or in text or in Adobe PDF files. So you just select from those, then I will click save, then create a report. So my report will be created in the format that I have just selected. Okay, when it finishes, we're going to see it. So this is the other way you can compute the material for the cut and fill and show their reports as well. Okay, now the other thing is, maybe I want to display the sections that I have created, showing even the details itself. Maybe this one section plus the details, either it's cut and fill or pavement structure. You can also do it. Okay, so this is the Word document for the cut and fill. You may edit anything, you may edit the title, prepared by so and so. These are just the attachment reports. Okay, now I think that is not that much new. Okay, some people it's new already, but I think you got the point what I'm saying. Okay, now when we created these sections, I created the sections, I added the band sets, I just created normal sections as you can see them. But for now, I've already calculated the materials for the cut and fill for the pavement structure. Now when I want to create the section, as you can see, and I want the details to be seen, I can do it, because when you want someone to look at the section and the details itself, or you can just put at the side or at the bottom of it, I will just create in two ways. For the cut and fill, I'll just place them maybe at the side. On the pavement, I'll just select, or you can even create for one section, you want to know only for one section, it's okay. Okay, what I have to do, I have already created them, computed the materials. When I just go to under home, under section views, create multiple views, I'll click and create multiple views. I want to create for the whole. Okay, I'll just start at the beginning, as I did in the beginning. I'll select the alignment, I'll select the sample and collection as the sample and group name. I have the station range, this is okay. And I want to show them in, when I select under production, it means they will be shown as you can see them in one page. But when I select on draft, they are randomly placed, not just on maybe in one page or what. Okay, but the good thing is when you select, even in printing, it's become easier. Okay, group plot style, I'll click plot by page. I'll click on next. The offset range, it's automatic, it's okay. I have the elevation range, automatic. I'll leave the way it is. Now when you come to section display option, now you see now you have the before we had the existing, the corridor itself, we have the corridor datum on the top, but now we have the earth cut and fill, we have the pavement surface cause, sub base, base, and pavement binder. So we may select what we want to show. Maybe from what I want to show now. When I click on next, I will select the band set. I may select, I don't want to show now labels for this time. I don't want to show labels. I mean to show the band set. Okay, then I will click next. When I click next, I will have the total volume and I will have the material. So I will start with one. I will click material. Then under stable style standard, I will click add. When I click add, I will have the select material dialog. Either I want to only to show the cut, the earth cut itself, or I want to show both. I will use both. Okay. Then I'll click OK. After I've clicked OK, when I just look on the material list, this is just the earth cut and fill. It's okay. And after that, I will do you see this preview here? This one, maybe this is section view where placement of the position of the tables. Either do you see this is top right? Maybe I want to put it maybe at bottom right or bottom center. They'll be just there. It means I may be changing the section view anchor and the table anchor. Maybe I under the section view I selected bottom center, and this, let's say top center. You see that's how it is placed. So you just, this is the placement. I want to show my details for the cut and fill at the bottom of it. Then I will click create sections, and I may add X offset and Y offsets. It means they'll be showing the offset. So let me leave 0 so that we may see how what happens. Then I will create section views. I'll be prompted to select to identify section view origin. I'll just click somewhere there. So our sections will be created. Okay, so these are my sections. Do you see now I just placed, I left the offset to 0 0 X and Y. That's why it's just it flashed to the section itself. So these are the materials at station. That station, you have material name. This is the earth cut. You have the earth fill. You have the area, volume, and the cumulative volume. Are we together? So do you see the way you can just display on your section? Now placement of this section, you just edit as we did as usual. So this is just normal. Okay, that is for the curtain fill. That is for the curtain fill. Okay, I will create the other sections again, but for the pavement structure. I'll click on create multiple views. I'll create for multiple. Okay, this is next. I'll just plot by page. I have the offset range, the elevation range. This is next. I don't want to show those any details. Then I'll click next. Now I have the total volume, and this is standard. I'll just click add, but this is for the pavement structure. Now I may just, it means my tables will be, I may just change. This is where I want them to be placed. Let me say top left, top right. Maybe on the other side, I may just put the offset X and Y, X, Y. This is the X, this is the X. If I add 2, what happens? Okay. I selected now for the pavement structure. Okay. So I will click create section views. When I click on my drawing, my sections will be created, but they'll be having the pavement structure layers with the amount they have. With the levels update. Okay. So now you're comfortable. Okay, so this is the, you see I added the offset at the x-axis with the 2, that's why they just started across. So I have the total volume table, and this is for the hey. Oh, I forgot something. I did change. So it's the curtain fill as well. Okay, let me select for only one. Let me select for the one sample line, and I want to create the section. This is, I want to create a section view for only one sample line. Okay, I'll click next. Just the same procedure, but the other one I was just creating multiple. Because I already created for the earthen cut, I can even uncheck them. Then I'll click, I don't want to add the labels. Next, this is okay. But why is it? This is the pavement structure. Okay, let me show it. I think something Yeah, they not seen. Getting thin. No, it's not changing. Why is it not changing? I don't know. I don't know if it's my computer or but it doesn't change. It changed. And you computed the values. I don't know, but the cut and fill are not seen. Yeah. Oh, material is not there. The pavement structure is not there. I just looked, there's no materials I've calculated it. Have you noticed it? Okay, but what I have to do, but I computed the material. I don't know why then. As from, I don't know, maybe if we just do it, if we don't see it. Okay, so this is for the cut and fill, but the pavement, when I just created, they're not seen to my side. I don't know what's wrong with mine, but I think I will have to do it again. Okay, so that's the way you can show your labels on your sections after you have computed the materials. Either it's cut and fill or it's for the pavement layers. So that's the way you can do it. Okay, now the other thing maybe I should show you. Do you know what is the mass hole? What is the mass hole? When I say the mass hole, what do you understand? Eh? Uh-huh. Yeah, it shows you in, you have the vertical line showing the volume, either it's cut or fill. If it's cut, it shows the cut and fill, and there is a line, horizontal line, showing the balance line, showing if it's cut, it will be shown. If it will be shown at the top, and if it's fill, it will be drawn at the bottom. So when you create the mass hole diagram, it shows you in a vertical view how the volume is for the whole road section, and you can even compute the materials, because after you have computed the materials, automatically you can compute as well the mass hole data, which shows the cut and fill volume. But we can also show it in Sketch. Let's say I just click one of the sample line. When I click one of the sample line, I have the under Launchpad, I have the compute materials, which we have been using it, generate material report, the one that we have been using it, and the create mass hole diagram, which shows the from the start up to the end of the of the alignment of the corridor. Before I just do it, the other way I can show you on how you can, the simple way that you can just understand what I mean. When I click on help, let me write something. And this is not necessary to be online. Even if you're on offline, you can just open. I'll just write mass hole when I search. I have some inputs, like when I click on the, do you see? Okay, it's not seen well, but this is the graphical representation which shows the material that is moved from a certain design site. This, as you can see at the vertical column, this is the volume, and the horizontal line shows the stations from the start up to the end, and the curve that is along from the start up to the end shows the volumes, the cut and the fill volumes. So you'll find the this will be at the center, so you'll have the find the plus sign, plus values and the negative values. When you just look at it on a machine, when you see it in nearby, you can just see the way it is. So as you can see from this is just the materials across the whole diagram, and you can lead more from this. From the help, you can just see what it means by this and this, and there are more elaboration. What does it mean? And I think we studied it, so at least we know in brief that is we deal with the cut and fill. So when I click on one of the sample line, I have the create mass hole diagram. I'll click on create mass hole diagram. I will have the mass hole diagram dialog, which shows the general mass hole display options and the balancing options. I will have, first of all, when you want to create the mass hole diagram, what you should have, you should have the alignment, you should have the sample line group, because from the sample line group you have to create the sections, where at every station from the section that you have created, you will compute cut and fill. So from that point, you can generate the mass hole diagrams, and you can generate the reports for the mass hole diagram. Okay, I will select the alignment, the sample line group, the name I'll just leave it at default. If I have any description, I'll just write there. I have the material list. This is the cut and fill. Choose a material to display as material hole line. This I have the total volume, the total cut volume, total fill. I'll just select the total volume, shows both cut and fill. Then I have the mass hole line name. I'll just leave the way it is. Then I'll click next. Free hole options, free hole distance. This is specifically, depends with the type of project that you are running. So this, how many maybe the how long is the project itself will define the value of the free hole distance. Okay, you have the option for the add or remove borrow pits and dump sites. If it say add borrow pit, when I click on this, maybe I want to, when I say add or borrow pit, it means we are adding material from maybe we are working with the 5-kilometer road. At a certain point of the road, there is a point where we are going to cut off the material. It means it's the excess material from the site. It means we are going to place maybe at a certain dump site where we are going to dump the material. It means we're not going to use. And when I have the borrow pit, it means it's the other material that I'm going to use from the other sources to my site, depending on the strength of the material that maybe I have taken away from the site. I may even use some points if they have enough strength to use. So this, if you are adding material, specify station and in the capacity, or this is when you want to what amount you are going to add from the borrow pit, or from what you are going to dump for the dump site. Okay, so I'll not add anything. I'll click create diagram. Then I'll be prompted to identify mass hole view origin. I'll click even at that point. So I will have the diagram. So this is my diagram. This is the volume, the column, the vertical line shows the volume, and the bottom line, and the bottom line shows the stations, and this it's where the curve is, the diagram is. So this is just long, so it's not a straight in such. This one, these are the mid 0, 0. I mean, this is like a balancing line. If it's maybe if we at this point, you find that there is no cut, no fill. But as you go on, you find there more. It means where you will find there is cut or fill, the graph will be varying. So that's all. But if you want to know exactly what it means by this, maybe the inputs, the output from the mass hall, the data, what you have to do when you just go to analyze, I have the volume report. I'll select the alignment, the sample and the group. I have the edge cut and fill. Selecting the style sheet, I will select mass hall for materials. I'll click your open, then I'll click OK. Then do you want scripts and visuals? Click yes. So I'll have this. These are the materials for the mass hall for all the stations along. We have the adjusted cut, the usable, the fill at every point.
And they are almost similar, like the ones we produced before.
Yeah, not that much. They have no that big range. Maybe the range is not that much, but it's just the arrangement of them, because at that side we are just having the cut for the whole section, station section. We have the cut and we have the fill, but here we're having we have the cut, we have the fill and the adjusted value. It means some point where you are not finding, it was, I don't know what can I explain this, but this is the, maybe when we are saying adjusted value, either cut, usable or fill, because we are having reference to the, depending on the project, to the whole distance where we started up to where we ended. That's why we have this. Okay, so that's what you have to do a lot with the materials, with the sections, but all in all, practice. You have to practice a lot so that you can cope with this.